Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candid Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi, and welcome to Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show. I'm here with Wakili Willis Otieno. How are you, sir?
No, fine, thank you. Yes.
I saw the deputy president actually decided to apologize to the president. I wonder whether you what you make. I wonder what you make of those sentiments by him during that kind of church service that was held at his official residence in Karen. Certain people are saying that maybe he's on some sort of a sympathy-seeking mission, or maybe he's just calling out on the boss to save him.
That is what it is. That maybe is the only last card that is remaining with.
Okay.
Because the dog master has let his dogs out, and the dogs are mauling Gachagua. They want him for breakfast tomorrow. So the only way to save yourself, you hope the owner will call back his troops. That is why the apology. I'm not sure if it will succeed, but a man must try. He's trying. Whether it will succeed, it's not for me to say.
Okay. I want us to look at some of the key issues that have actually come out during this particular period in time, because initially we thought that it would be all about Gachagua, his impeachment therein, but then seemingly Kenyans are saying that no, he is actually one of the least of our worries. We've got a lot of problems here that need to be solved. And you've seen Kenyans giving their views, and in fact, some of them are saying that these members of parliament are only now looking for us when they want us to help them in completing their own political motives. They've been taking us for granted. What do you make of all these sentiments made by Kenyans?
You know, Kenyans are not in the space of impeachment. Kenyans are in the space of William Ruto must go. So all they're saying is, even if you're removing Gachagua, you can as well go with William Ruto. Because what is the pressing issue of today? When I told you that when you impeach a president or deputy, there must be what we call national outrage as to what he has done. What's the national outrage against Gachagua? It was not a demand that Kenyans were saying this man is so toxic, you want him out of office. Kenyans were not on the streets demanding for Gachagua to go. So when you call them for public participation, you're telling them about Gachagua, and they're dying because of the failed healthcare system. Chief Shah is Shakahola, killing people. So you cannot expect Kenyans to participate in that. They have more pressing issues. And their pressing issues is cost of living, the collapsing health sector, the failed education sector, the state of joblessness, unemployment that our young people are going through. Those are the things that are of primary concern to the people of Kenya, and not removing Gachagua. Because Gachagua is not the source of the problems. The source of our problems is William Ruto and his administration. That's why they will say, you're calling us to discuss Gachagua when our problems are not being addressed. If anything, all of you should go. The driver, the conductor, and the passengers, who are those members of parliament. That is where Kenyans are.
Okay.
And Kenyans will never give back sovereignty to William Ruto. He lost the chance. They took it away. There's nothing he will do that will give him back the sovereign mandate. That was taken away on the 25th of June. It will never be recovered. So what we have today in Kenya are two parallels. A political establishment that is running on its own issues. They are tone deaf and they are blind. They cannot see what the people are crying for. The people are crying for good governance. People want opportunities for themselves. They want opportunities for their children. They want opportunities for their siblings. They want opportunities for their neighbors. Kenya Kwanza robs them every day. Every day they wake up is a robbing day. They lose money from their pockets. They lose opportunities. That is where Kenya Kwanza is with the people. And trying to hoodwink Kenyans to give them sovereignty through Gachagua will not work. It will not work. Even if they shot Gachagua, they imprisoned him, they removed him, they retained him, our problems as a people will still be there. So Gachagua is the least of Kenyans' problems. Kenyans have 1,001 problems, and Gachagua ain't one of them.
So where does this actually leave the president, William Ruto? Because it's like the Wananchi are also begging for his blood as well. They are saying, go along with your deputy president, if that is the case. Initially, you were here and you were saying that Ruto must go, and you said that, of course, during the demonstrations that we had last time, that this would mean that both of them leave office, that is the deputy president and the president, and we have a totally new system put in place. Are you seeing some sort of a direction towards that, or rather a step towards that particular direction?
The direction of Ruto must go continues. The people are still out there crying. The issues that led them to the streets are still there, if not worsened. So Ruto must go. That's a clarion call that the Kenyan people will sing until the day that Ruto leaves office. There's nothing he's going to do to change that clarion call. And it's across the country. Because the economic pain being felt by the people in Taveta is the same one being felt by the people in Nandi. We are united in our economic pain, and we are all demanding for better. And William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza don't represent the Kenya that we want. Their economic policies have failed. They are all failures. Kenya Kwanza, the way you see them, they are all failures. They cannot deliver. Even if you give them 100 years, the outcome will be the same. Tomorrow will be more painful than today. And today is more painful than yesterday. Their continued existence is just about pain to the people of Kenya. So we need to change the conversation about this nation to be, which is the kind of leadership that we need to put in place. What do they represent? How will they turn around this economy? What measures will they take? Are they tangible? Are they believable? How will they be executed? That's the kind of conversation we should be having as a people. Not William Ruto's failed economic policies. Because Kenyans are concerned about the economy, not about mtu wetu. Huh? No one cares about Gachagua. In fact, people are just, this little sympathy he's getting is just that what you're accusing him of is far much less compared to what Ruto has done to the people of Kenya. So why him?
Okay.
But there's nobody dying out there that we want Gachagua to be a deputy president. No. They're simply saying these sins, the original one is committed by Ruto. Why don't we start there before we deal with this one?
Okay. So do you think the reactions that came out of the public participation, of course, a process that you've termed here, sham, do you think that perhaps that actually gives the president some sort of information on what the people are feeling, and therefore maybe Kenyans would expect that their president, at least for the first time, would actually
Why
act?
do you expect him? Why do you expect him to act? I've never seen a leopard change its spots. They're the same.
Okay.
Why do you expect William Ruto to act differently? Is that not the same person who said pitisha rakarak? Yeah. Gachagua said if you MP mwenye atapiga kura will not vote the Finance Act 2024, tutatoa barabara from his constituents. They are the same. So, no, there's been no change. William Ruto is leading himself. He's no longer leading Kenyans. Where Kenyans are and their issues, he is not in that space. In fact, when they see him anywhere near that space, it's just a reminder of the pain he's taking them through. And he's not going to get legitimacy. I really shudder to think how they will campaign the next election. Who will listen to him? His mouth that was good in lying has been taken away. The people are now more enlightened and woke. They want tangibles. They don't believe fake promises. They don't trust this political establishment that is in place. And it's time for a new Kenya. A Kenya in which the people's voice will reign supreme. The voice of the people is the voice of God.
What's your honest view on the country, especially post? Because we are like, you see, when some of these impeachment processes do take place and go through, then we are supposed to be experiencing some sort of a change. But then you are saying here that this is a political process that would not actually result into any change in the country. A lot is happening. The president is silent up to now. He has not spoken about any of these things. Of course, the NHIF is gone and Shah is here with us. The education sector, of course, is being crippled down, as you're saying here. What then do you make of all these things, and is it that there isn't anything that can be done better?
There's something can be done better, but not by William Ruto. Okay. If you are putting a lot on William Ruto to solve the problems, I'm sorry. Continue waiting. The positive change that we desire will come after Kenya Kwanza is out of office. That's the only way that this country will change. Because what is the underlying economic policy by which they're running this country? If you look at what the chief economic advisor normally puts on X, it's just telling you it's our time to eat. And they're growing fat and vomiting on our shoes. That's what is driving this administration. So how do you expect something positive out of it? When it is robbing the people of Kenya and applying their money to live large. So it will not change. The change will come when Kenya Kwanza is out of office. And the people of Kenya install a leadership that they do believe can respond to their needs. As it is, for as long as they're in office, people issues are no longer being considered. They speak to themselves. They are an isolated group. They are not Kenya. Kenya is out here in the wilderness, where the people are, not where the leadership currently is. They're on their own.
There are people who, in terms of analyzing the political happenings in this country, said that maybe 2027 is too far, that some of these leaders may not actually reach there. For the deputy president, it's like that prophetic time is here with him. Do you see that catching up with the president as well?
It will. It will. It is 2 years since Ruto became president. It feels like 10 years. I don't know if Kenyans have the mental strength and aptitude to wait another 3 years. Of course, the constitution gives him up to the the next election. But with this kind of energy, I don't know how long people will hold. How long they will wait. You don't know. People may just snap someday.
Okay.
Like they snapped on their parliament. And parliament has never been the same again since that day. If the day they decide to march to State House, it may be a change. And they say we are no longer allowing representatives to exercise sovereignty. We want to do it ourselves. Direct exercise of sovereignty. It can happen any time now. Because the ingredients of a revolution are all here. And the revolution is going on, in my view. Yeah, it has not ended.
Talk to me about the essential kind of motion that was actually tabled in Parliament as well.
In the Senate. Yeah, that was just to bring focus into our discussion of his conduct. And it was brought by Senator Manzo.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Kingi has the balls to approve that motion. He may just put it somewhere there to join the queue.
Can it actually be discussed as well?
It can, if it's approved as a motion of the House. But Kenyans don't care about whatever happening in Parliament.
Okay.
You know, by the way, Kenyans don't pay attention to that Parliament. They don't care. Parliament does not represent the people of Kenya anymore. That is why I'm telling you, you saw members of Parliament being stoned by the people. Where do you see that? When it gets to a point where people are stoning you as a member of Parliament, you must ask yourself, what went wrong? When did I miss the turn? That's where the members of Parliament are today, being stoned by their own citizens. No one trusts that process. Even if they discuss the censure motion against Ruto, maybe if they brought an impeachment motion, people will pay attention. But censure, no one cares.
What's the difference between the two?
Censure is just to admonish for conduct. But impeachment is for removal from office.
Okay. So why would you actually discuss the conduct of somebody if at the end of the day it does not actually end up in serving the interests of the people?
You see, the point is sometimes you censure someone and you give him a warning so that he can change his conduct.
Okay.
But impeachment is where he has done gross misconduct. That's not about a warning. It's about removal from office.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a work in futility? Because here you're telling me that the president is one who cannot even be warned, because at the end of the day...
Of course. Those are wasting people's time. That's why Kenyans are not even in that space. Ruto is being discussed and impeached on social media today and on the ground. That's why the impeachment of Ruto is taking place. That's where Kenyans are. So in the minds of the ordinary Kenyan, Ruto is stands impeached.
Okay.
He doesn't represent the national will as of today. That's why you saw him going to church on his own and blocking people out of that church. Why? He fears these people.
You're saying here that the person who is calling the shots is the president.
He's calling the shots in relation to his attack dogs in Parliament.
Definitely.
Not about the country.
Okay.
The people are not with him.
So with this impeachment thing, he's the one who is calling the shots.
Of course.
And you're saying that this is a political move.
Yes.
What would he gain or lose at the end of the day?
I told you, he's looking for legitimacy, number one. He thought by sacrificing Gachagua, the people will see that as an opportunity and give him back their legitimacy. Has failed. Number two objective is trying to send a message to his Geges that here, if you don't toe my line, all of you are dispensable. I've started with Gachagua, so any of you can be removed. So he's just asserting his authority amongst his own people. But he's a general without an army. The army left long time ago. So it's just the senior ranks, the ones around him, and the ones that he's giving orders to. He's not ordering the masses. No one is listening. Speaking to himself and his fake generals. That's where they are. So that is why he's calling the shots.
Okay.
Because he's trying to show them, people don't try to show that you are moving away or you are independent. I can always get rid of any of you. That's all he's doing. And Gachagua played into his hands by trying to claim that the largest voting bloc that he had received from the last election comes through him. And no, William Ruto is insecure, so obviously he got a perfect opportunity.
Well, do you think the president has reached, because so far so good, in as much as we are discussing him here with regards to the impeachment thing, he's been silent on the same thing. But you're saying that he's the one who's calling the shots. I wonder why you are actually saying that with regards to somebody who's actually been silent of the topic, doesn't even want anything to do with it. Do you think that perhaps he may reconsider, and if at all he's the one calling the shots?
Imagine I don't care.
And
I don't care about the relationship between Ruto and Gachagua. I don't care. I'm in the space where Kenyans are, and Kenyans have moved away from these two. Kenyans care about their issues.
So your word still remains that all of them must go.
All of them must go.
Well, and you're ready to bring in an alternative?
Yes, the Kenyan people will bring an alternative leadership that is about the economy, about the economic liberation of our people. Kenya Council is not. They are our slave masters today. We'll break that yoke of slavery and collapse the system that has superintended them to oversee our slavery.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it here from the Candid Talk. We are still waiting to see what happens, but remember, we'll keep you updated so that you actually know and understand the implications of some of these things that are actually taking place in our country. Stay tuned to some more programs that will be coming up next. Jadel Kabiro, Richard Mwenja are all part of this family with different political conversations. From the Candid Talk, allow me to stop at this particular moment till we have this conversation once again. Have yourself a lovely day, but remember, you can weigh in on this conversation and tell us what you actually think about it. Thank you for watching. My name is Evans Okenyi.